Hello everyone, and welcome to this session in which we will talk about the vision for the future of collaboration inside Microsoft Teams and how the capabilities of Microsoft Mesh will allow us to collaborate like we've never seen it before. Throughout the session, we will introduce some basics about the Metaverse and we'll talk about the different capabilities that Mesh has integrated inside Microsoft Teams, as well as capabilities to generate large events for different initiatives. So let's start. First of all, introductions. I am Miguel Tabera, and currently I work at Avanade. Starting this year, I'm leading one of our modern workplace practices in my region, that is Iberia, Spain and Portugal. And I am also Microsoft MVP, thanks to my contributions in the area of Microsoft 365 apps and services. Here you have all the contact info. And I'm very happy to be here today with...
Hello, thank you, Miguel. My name is Ángel. I'm a Copilot lead in Microsoft Iberia, as well as a modern work solution architect in Avanade. As Miguel, I'm being part of his team, and I'm also an MVP in Microsoft 365 apps and services. And as you can see there is my contact in case you want to reach me. And also we are organizer of some events here in Spain. Regarding technology, in this case, Academy 365, the Collab Days Madrid, and the Copilot Days that will be in the 8th of March. But let's talk about our session in this case. So, Miguel, can you explain us what is the Metaverse, first of all?
Yes, Ángel. Let's start with a very, very short introduction about the Metaverse and some basic concepts. It is important to know about the word and the concept. And it is also important to know what the Metaverse, to know that the Metaverse is not something new. Many of the concepts that we are going to talk about today have existed for many years, mainly because the world of video games and entertainment industry. The concept of Metaverse was coined in 1992 in a novel written by Neil Stephenson. The novel is Snow Crash. This novel presented a virtual world parallel to the real world, which already contained many concepts that are very common today in Microsoft Mesh platforms, such as avatars or virtual spaces. In the novel, users could connect to this world from terminals or from VR glasses, similar to today in Microsoft Mesh. But remember, it was in 1992. Neil Stephenson predicted a lot of concepts that we are using today, like the way to connect to the Metaverse. So next slide, Ángel. So all those concepts already introduced in the 90s have evolved into what we know today as Metaverse for Work, which is a virtual space in which we can connect with the objective of having social connections with other people. We will connect to this world by using avatars, which are virtual representations of ourselves. And what can we do inside these virtual spaces? Meetings, interaction with other people, socializing, or other kind of connections. It is also important that we can interact through voice and movements, but also by text. In fact, there are conversational metaverses where the interaction is made by text, and we don't necessarily have to access with VR devices. Today, we'll see that we can access Microsoft Mesh experiences directly from the Teams application in our desktop, just with the PC screen and the keyboard, and have similar interactions.
Okay, so in this case, we are going to talk about three types of metaverse. As you may know, there is the consumer metaverse, which is the one regarding to the social entertainment and well-being experiences like video games or any other platform. In case of Microsoft, we have Minecraft. On the other hand, we also have the industrial metaverse, which is the one that we are using with the VR Googles in the industrial warehouses, and in order to optimize the physical systems, adapting some digital technologies on them. But in our case, we are going to talk about the commercial metaverse, which is the one related to the offices, the next generation, and the immersive communication during the work environment and the office that we are having now. So in this point, we have mesh. So in this case, mesh is already put in place Microsoft Teams, and it's used for virtual meetings, events, and some use scenarios that we are going to talk. First of all, we need to know that there is a new way to connect. So the Microsoft Mesh application went to GA in January the 1st. So now users can join to the virtual spaces seamlessly in their Teams meetings using the standalone applications in order to have them and having larger experiences and custom ones. So what are these experiences from Microsoft Mesh inside Microsoft Teams? First of all, we have avatars, which are the feature of creating our virtual representation of ourselves in order to join these Teams meetings. It was GA last May 2023. And during this January, it went to GA the immersive spaces and the custom immersive spaces. But what are the difference between them? Because as you may see, they are also immersive spaces. So the difference between them is regarding to the location of the space, the size, and the customization. Okay. So in this case, for immersive spaces are the virtual spaces that are accessed directly from a Teams meeting. Its locations is Teams itself. So from any Teams meeting, we are able to jump to the virtual space associated to that meeting because it's already created behind the scenes. And some may be in the virtual space and some other may prefer using video. This is designed for a few people. Okay, we are talking about probably 20 people, more or less. And they cannot be customized because they are completely templated by Microsoft Teams, and there are several predefined templates in order to use the different spaces. And the custom immersive spaces are largest virtual spaces generated directly for having spaces in events which are designed for more than 20 people until more or less 200. And it's oriented to company sessions, similar that we are having in live events and so on. They are not being located in Microsoft Teams because they will be accessed directly through the Mesh applications or from the VR devices that probably later we can talk about them. And in addition, these scenarios can be customized in two ways: with no code, with some visual editors and so on, and the Mesh Toolkit, which are Unity tools for developers. Later on, we are going to talk a little bit deeper about these experiences, but in any case, okay, don't worry, we are going to see it later. So first of all, we are talking about avatars. As you may know, avatars went GA in May. You probably have used them already. There is a full experience that has been updated some months ago in order to having more capabilities around creating avatars. So the idea is being able to customize yourself using a virtual representation in these meetings, and you can choose endless possibilities in order to how you are represented with physical attributes, wardrobe, accessories, and more. And you can use the same avatars during the Mesh experiences. Okay, so in order to join a meeting experience and reactions through those avatars, once you have created it, it's time to use in the meeting. So first of all, there are two ways to join a meeting with an avatar. First of all, starting a meeting with your avatar on, as you may see in the video that is playing in the screen at this moment. Or otherwise, you can join a meeting, open your calendar invite. Once you join, it will open an experience where you can adjust your camera and your microphone as you may do with your normal representation. And then you will be able to select effects and avatars and select the avatar that you want to use in that meeting. You can have 3 different avatars, if I don't remember bad. And you can choose the one that you prefer for that meeting. You can be more formal, more informal, more casual, and the ones you need. And on the other hand, we can also use reactions from the reaction gallery and pin our favorite reactions in order to, if we are going to thumbs up in the meeting, so the avatar will do the reaction, or if you can wave, as you can see from the girl from the left video, the different reactions within the meeting that we are having in that moment. Okay. If we are talking about immersive spaces, okay, the first idea is how to join them. So we can schedule and join an immersive meeting in the same way that we are joining a Teams meeting. And later on in the Teams meeting, we can open the immersive space by changing the different view that we are going to use. So we are used to having or using a gallery, but in this case, we can change to our custom immersive space in order to have this experience. Okay, we can move inside the custom experience using the classical double view ASD keys in order to move left, right, forward, and backward. And we can also having some special features like special audio in order to have side-to-side conversations and chat one-to-one. So in this case, if we want not being in a group, having this group audio, as you can see in the video, we can go to a separate space in order to have a conversation with another colleague or another teammate in order to have a better experience. We can also have those conversations and going to rejoin the main discussion later on. What can we do with those immersive experiences? We can have a global reach from different locations. For example, if we are completely deallocated in our with our team, we can have a meeting where people from different locations can join together in this immersive 3D space. We can have amplified connectedness, for example, in events and so on. And we can also have these natural conversations as we may have seen before. Okay. What can be used for these immersive experiences? Okay, for example, for weekly scrums or stand-ups with your team. At the first hour of the morning, probably we are not having our best face to put our camera on, so probably having a 3D experience could also be possible. So we can use them from brainstorming sessions or having multiple breakout groups. Because you can join in the same meeting, but later on you can go outside that group in order to have your discussion with your inner group. We can have casual togethers and celebrations, virtual networking, and onboarding meet and greets from team members. Okay, so those are the possibilities and the capabilities from the immersive experiences within Microsoft Teams. But in this case, we are going to talk about how to customize our world in order to have a personalized large meetings to meet, for example, our business needs. And in this case, Miguel, the word is back to you.
Thank you, Ángel. Well, in the next section, we are going to leave the world of Microsoft Teams and focus on the advanced customization capabilities of virtual spaces or virtual worlds offered by the Microsoft Mesh platform. The idea is to be able to customize the worlds as much as possible to adapt them to our needs, our branding, our real physical spaces, or to be able to work on much more specific use cases. So, sorry, Ángel, the last slide. So very quick. As we have mentioned before, the central block immersive spaces contain the different experiences for Microsoft Teams. But what happens if we need other types of events of a larger volume or events different from the typical use case of a virtual meeting? Well, that's when the next model comes into play, the custom immersive spaces. Custom immersive spaces are experiences that can be accessed from the Microsoft Mesh app. We have a Windows app in the Microsoft Store, the web, or apps for VR devices such as MetaQuest. The particularity of custom immersive experiences is that they will allow us to generate large events with a different orientation and with advanced customization capabilities. Okay, next one. So, as I say, the objective of using custom immersive spaces is to host larger organizational-wide virtual experiences that must be larger than a standard Teams meeting. These kind of experiences are very interesting for other use cases, such as town halls, all hands training sessions, afterworks, onboarding experiences, wellness experiences, and events with customers. And the idea of this kind of spaces is to personalize the environment in order to add custom elements, logos, colors, furniture, objects, video walls, and whatever you want to have in the experience, as you can see on this animation. With custom immersive spaces, you can create events up to 200 people by distributing them in 16 people parallel rooms in order to have good performance. If you have several parallel rooms, you can broadcast content or speakers in all rooms simultaneously. So you can also designate different roles like organizers and attendees and control the rooms, audios, people, and no. So on this experience, people will experience spatial and directional audio, like Ángel said before. And the most important thing is that you can create a custom experiences by using low-code tools or by creating complete experiences by using Unity with the Mesh toolkit. So the custom environments will suit all your business needs. Next one. Okay. In this example, you can see one of the options to personalize or customize these walls. This is the no-code editor. The idea is to start from a predefined template and use the tools to add objects, spaces, elements, furniture, a video wall, screens for PowerPoint presentations, banners, logos, and more. So everything will be done by using visual tools that allow you to place the elements and customize them. And once the space has been customized, it is possible to save it in order to use it as a template to create future events. And the next one. Okay, as you can see on the screenshots, customization is very simple. If you have experience using the old AltSpace VR or other virtual world customization tools, the idea is the same. The Microsoft Mesh web and app contains the list of current and upcoming events, options to create a new event for a template, and different options to manage your events. In the detail of a concrete event, it is possible to access customization. At that point, you'll enter the virtual space on the same way as if you were a standard user, but with a special toolbar to customize the space, open the editor, and save your changes. In the editor, you can add different types of objects. In the example below, we see that you can add an object that loads a video, a screen sharing panel, which is great for making presentations. And you can also add images and text. And at the bottom right, user is adding an object that uploads a video stored in SharePoint, OneDrive, or Teams. So this is the idea of the no-code customizations. After that, another very interesting possibility of custom immersive spaces is the capacity for production on this type of events. The idea is similar to the production that you can make on a Microsoft 365 live event. As an event organizer, I can send a calendar appointment to all users with a link to join the virtual event. When users decide to join, the Microsoft Mesh app will open, showing users the event information. They join, and they can choose their avatar, and they can also set up their audio and video. And once the event starts, the organizer will have available a series of tools for production that you can see on these screenshots. Organizer will be able to control all the people in the room, mute their microphones, or activate then the megaphone. With the megaphone active on one person, all users will hear his voice throughout the room, even if he is far away from others. An organizer will also be able to control who raises their hand, initiate a screen share, and broadcast content to all the parallel rooms that are open in the event. And finally, in the next one, we have here the other possibility to customize walls, the mesh toolkit. If the no-code customization is insufficient for us because we need to have full control over the virtual world, its design, shape, space, layout, objects, you may need to use this mechanism, which are designed for developers and 3D creators. It is important. The Mesh Toolkit enables creators and developers to build customized worlds by using Unity. It provides a number of basic mechanisms for the environment, physics, interaction with components, as well the ability to import worlds into the Microsoft 365 tenant for use in Microsoft Mesh. In this case, as you can see, imagination is the limit. So here we want to show you some examples of custom events with Mesh Toolkit made in Unity. These are examples that some companies have created, and these examples have been shown by Microsoft at the last Ignite and in other conferences or documentation, and all of them are real success stories. The first one is the One Accenture Park, a virtual office designed by the Accenture Group that is accessible to its 700,000 employees. In this virtual world, employees can come together to have meetings, deliver training, socialize after work, and even onboarding processes are being managed here in this space. The other is the DXC campus, designed by DXC, and which consists on a virtual space parallel to some real spaces. On the next one, we can see a very interesting case created by Takeda. This is the Irameki Garden, a virtual representation of the company's corporate philosophy to immerse employees in its culture and business priorities, facilitate onboardings, and promote belonging to the company. And on the right, some wellness experiences for employees designed by PwC. The next one is very interesting since Immersive not only created this custom world in Microsoft Mesh, they have also connected it with the digital twin of its hospital ship. The goal is to facilitate tours, onboarding, and staff training. Finally, on the other, we wanted to show you two experiences that we have lived personally in our company. In fact, they are both recordings we've made with our innovation team colleagues at Avanade. The first is a complete and 100% real representation of our Barcelona offices, which include our Barcelona Innovation Center, one of our most relevant European innovation centers. For this example, we started with the real floor plans of our office, and a team of designers models all the office in Unity. And after that, our developers worked with the Mesh Toolkit in order to adapt it and integrate into Microsoft Mesh. And the other experience is our laboratory at Sofia Antipolis on the French Riviera. The main objective of this lab is to showcase experiences for the oil and gas, utilities, chemicals, and natural resources industries. This is a virtual recreation to offer tours to customers who are physically unable to travel.
Okay, so Miguel, you know that Copilot is the new hype in technology. Is there any Copilot for Mesh?
Yes. I'm afraid we don't have too much public information about it. In the keynote of the last Ignite conference, Microsoft showed some quick examples of using Copilot for the customization of avatars and virtual spaces inside Microsoft Mesh. And after that, they have published this promotional video in which we can see some examples. As you can see right now, the user asks Copilot to help with his clothes and asks for a business casual outfit, and Copilot make this change. They ask also to Copilot to add new Jackbox to the space that it is playing music, and Copilot works its magic and adds this object into the virtual space. And finally, we can see here that users also ask Copilot to make the space cozier, and Copilot changes the space, colors, and object to make this customization. This experience will be the future of virtual worlds customization in Microsoft Mesh, but for now, we'll have to wait and keep dreaming about it.
Okay, thank you, Miguel. Do you have any extra time for devices?
Yes, let's see very quick the devices. Finally, we wanted to show you some Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Mesh experiences working on VR devices. The first one is MetaQuest devices. Let's talk about them. 2 years ago, Microsoft and Meta, Facebook, signed an agreement whereby Microsoft apps and services will be present in Meta's VR ecosystem, and Meta will collaborate with Microsoft to facilitate Microsoft identity on Meta devices, as well as MDN using Intune. And as a result of this agreement, we have many virtual experiences that we can enjoy today on Meta devices. The first on the left is the official Microsoft Mesh app. This app is similar to the Windows desktop app, but you can find it in the App Store of MetaQuest devices. From the app, users will be able to join both meetings in their Teams calendar and larger custom immersive events that are taking place. Interacting with Teams meetings is very easy, as the Mesh app loads all the meetings in your calendar, and you decide which one you will enter by using your VR device, accessing the virtual space directly. If there are users who have joined the meeting with regular webcam from the desktop, they will be seen on a giant screen inside the virtual space, as well as the presentations or screen they share. The experience on the right is an example of using the Microsoft app ecosystem in a virtual space on MetaQuest. In the MetaQuest App Store, you can find also several Microsoft apps like Teams, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, even Windows 365 and Xbox Game Pass. So you can create a complete ecosystem of apps if you want to work with your VR device. And if Meta users, if MetaQuest users are working in Horizon Workgroups, Horizon Workgroups is the Meta's Metaverse for work, users will also be able to join a Teams call from there, thanks to the integration announced previously by Microsoft and Meta. And finally, the last one, we want to show you some experiences on the Apple Vision Pro. One very important thing, the Microsoft Mesh app isn't yet available for Apple Vision Pro. Don't look for it. It isn't present in the App Store. Microsoft has announced that it will come later this year, but we don't know when and we don't know the dates. At this moment, we have the Microsoft Teams app available in the Vision Pro App Store. In the screenshot on the left, we can see the Teams app executing over a real space. And on the right screenshot, you have an example post by Jeff Tipper on LinkedIn. We have two windows over a real space. On the right window, we can see the Microsoft Teams app for Apple Vision Pro connected to a Teams meeting, and with the Vision Pro camera turned on, projecting the image of the person inside the meeting. And on the left window, we can see a Mac desktop projected inside the Vision Pro. And this desktop has the Microsoft Teams desktop app opened and also connected to that meeting. So there we can see between the cameras on the meeting, the projection of the user from the Vision Pro camera. So these are crazy scenarios that we can make with Vision Pro right now. And I think that's all. Ángel, I hope you enjoyed the meeting. Here you have our contact, and it's time to say goodbye, Ángel.
Okay, so thank you for joining us. I hope this session will be meaningful for you, and hope to see you there. Okay, so here you have our contact, as Miguel said, and don't forget to rate this session and continue having a good time here in this event. Okay,
Yeah.
See you.
Okay, if you have some time to answer questions, if any of questions come up, I can open up the microphone so people can voice them out or put into the chat. So
yeah, I've been replying them on the chat, but if is there anyone who open
if there's
the mic?
any other questions, and in general, I could say that very good presentation, and as a very avid user of especially those custom experiences, I'm also really looking forward to have those custom experiences come into Microsoft Teams, where you could more easier use them with people rather than guiding them to, okay, here's this app you need to install and things like that. Oh, Lars has a hand up, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you have any insights on, so when you're in a mesh call and somebody is joining from a Teams rooms, they don't see anything related to the immersive space. So they will basically just see, like in a Teams call without any video. So like the small dots with maybe their picture and all that, just initials. So do you have any insights on when you join immersive space on a Teams room? I know that you won't be able to have like the avatar and stuff like that, but at least I would love to see the immersive space or have an experience of joining that like I can do on my PC. But do you have any insights on when that will be available?
No, I don't know. I saw several videos on the past year that inside a meeting where some people are inside the virtual space, you can see on the meeting like a camera. You can see a camera that is pointing inside the virtual world from your desktop app, but I don't know at this moment if this is going to be a possibility or not.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and then there was a great question in chat from Matt saying, great session, but why? Is it that we can join virtually and then do something else simultaneously in the physical world, or what would be the answer of why to use Mesh?
Yeah, in fact, this is a good question. Because probably we don't have the full experience of using of joining people from the physical world at this moment. We are attached to these VR headsets. Maybe with the, I don't know, but maybe with the Apple Vision Pro, this experience could be also better in the future, but could be really nice if we are in the physical space as others that are in their houses, in their offices, and having also this experience. So great question, Mas.
Great. So we have any other questions? I don't see any right now, but we can, if some questions come up, we can continue in the chat. But right now, thank you very much, Ángel and Miguel. And next, we're going to also have
Thank you.
A moderator change. So I think Sarah will be taking over for moderation for the next couple of sessions. So thank you all, and we'll be back on the hour again for our next session.
Hey, thank you. Have a nice day.
Hey, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the conference.